I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I am your gracious. There we go. Technical difficulties, like I said, man. Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for the round of 64 quick picks. As you can see, I got my record right here: 10-6 in the NIT, 1-3 in the round of 68. Hopefully, the round of 64 can help that tourney record. The tourney record is looking bad, but hey, man, I'm gonna show good and bad. I'm not one of those guys that's going to only show you the good, man. I get messed up too. So, but anyway, before I go into the round of 64, I would like to ask that you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps the network. It helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose network. It helps shows like BWT, which Padres just gave up 15 runs this morning to the Padres. Did I say the Dodgers? I think I said Dodgers. Dodgers lose to the Padres 15-11 after beating the Padres yesterday. FFC, who made his return, I believe Wednesday. No, today is Thursday. So Tuesday, made his return Tuesday, talked about free agency. Dave's Doghouse had his show yesterday. We had Joe Jordan's Kings Talk. We got RBO, Real Ballers Only, who made an episode on Monday. And last but certainly not least, we have In the Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Fast Camp. So please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe on those channels, those shows. It helps the network grow. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, today, I'm going to just go over some quick picks for the round of 64, today and tomorrow. So y'all can get my ideas of who I got winning, which games, and reason why. So let me pull up the schedule real quick. Pull up the schedule. Oops, I was looking at something. I was looking at G.G. Jackson to see how much he put up last night because he had a really good game. Shout out South Carolina. First game, Michigan State Spartans. We played the Mississippi State. Why am I blanking what they are? They're the Aggies. No, they're the Bulldogs. I'm tripping. We played Mississippi State. I don't know why I just blanked on what they were. I don't know, bro. Just forgive me, Mississippi State. I don't know why I just blanked on y'all mascot. But Michigan State is my winner in this one. I think if Matty Sissoko could play minutes like he did against Purdue, against Zach Edey, the same way he did that game with the game we lost, if we could play like that against Tolu Smith, I think we'll be fine. Carson Cooper's a good defensive big as well, so we got bigs to throw at Tolu. Shout out Joe. Shout out Teddy. Bro, I don't know why I just blanked, bro. Forgive me. I don't know why. But I do, like I said, I love Mississippi State's guard, Josh Hubbard, dynamic guard. But if we can, I think we can play good enough defense on him around the perimeter. Jaden Akins is going to have to step up. He's going to have to knock down shots. He's going to have to help rebound. I do like us to win that game, though. Next game, Duquesne versus BYU. This is my upset. If you watch the Selection Sunday show, I do have the Duquesne upsetting BYU. Duquesne, yes, this 11 versus 6, but Duquesne is a really spectacular defensive team, and I think that bodes well for them going against BYU. Now, BYU can get hot from three. They can knock down threes, but I think Duquesne's defensive ball pressure will run BYU off the 3-point line, force them to find other ways to score. So give me Duquesne in that matchup. Next game, Akron versus Creighton. Akron versus Creighton. I have Creighton. Creighton is 12.5-point favorites. I do have Creighton winning that game, but hey, shout out, Kev, man. I can't look at your bracket until it's locked, and bro, trust me, bro. Everybody think they bracket is either tough or hilarious, but this tournament will either humble you or make you look like a genius, bro. So don't even trip off of it. But I do have I do have Creighton winning this game. But the matchup I'm excited to see is Enrique Freeman versus Ryan Kochbrenner. Ryan Kochbrenner, I believe, won Big East Defensive Player of the Year, not Player of the Year. Won Defensive Player of the Year. Enrique Freeman is just a dog of a big man. I believe he had a 2020 game this year, if I'm not mistaken, but guy can score inside the post. Guy can rebound. He's a really good big man for Akron, so that's a really tough matchup. Also want to see Ali and Baylor Shireman, which Baylor Shireman was a second-team All-American. Don't know how I feel about that. I feel like KJ Simpson, who played last night for Colorado, got robbed of All-American, but Baylor Shireman can shoot from three. He's a really good scorer. You got little Steven Ashworth, the transfer from Utah State. So against, I think, Greg Tribble. So I like the matchup, but give me Creighton to win that. Long Beach State versus Arizona. And if you remember the story behind Long Beach State coach Dan Monson, love it. If you this is the way you go out. He went from we're going to fire you at the end of the season to winning the Big West tournament to now bringing in the big dance. I think they're still going to let him go, but he's going out on the blaze, and he loses to Arizona. I do want to see Marcus Tenosis in this tournament, though, for Long Beach State, a dynamic scorer for Long Beach State. But Caleb Love, Omar Bello, and Keshad Johnson, and Pele Larson, got to throw in Pele Larson, I think proves too much for Long Beach State. Next game is after the MSU Mississippi State game. We have Wagner versus North Carolina. Wagner is such a solid defensive team, really good defensive team, but they haven't gone against an offensive juggernaut like North Carolina, who can beat you in multiple ways. They can shoot from the three with Cormac Ryan and Harrison Ingram and R.J. Davis. They haven't gone against a scorer like R.J. Davis, who was first-team All-American. So, love the Wagner Seahawks story, but it ends at the round of 64. Give me North Carolina. Illinois versus Morehead State. That one is after BYU Duquesne. Illinois, give me Illinois in this one. Terrence Shannon Jr. is just, again, another dynamic scorer, high-flying point guard. He can dunk on you. He can finish around the rim. He can shoot the three ball. You got Marcus Domas, who can score from anywhere on the floor, the transfer from Southern Illinois. You got Luke Good off the bench. You got Justin Harmon off the bench. And you got Coleman Hawkins, which, by the way, Coleman Hawkins didn't make an All-Big Ten team. He was All-Big Ten honorable mention. That just shows how good the players in the Big Ten were, because Coleman Hawkins is definitely a good player. Dane Danger played out of his mind against, was it Wisconsin or was it, no, it was Ohio State. Dane Danger played out of his mind against Ohio State. For Morehead State, you do have guards like, I think, no, it's not him. Number 3. Why can't he didn't even pop up? It's blowing me. He had a really good game. I can't remember his name though, and it's blowing me that I can't. But he had a really good game against was it Little Rock? Yeah, he knocked down key threes against Little Rock. They got guards at Morehead State, but I think Illinois just boasts too much. Next game, we have Nevada Dayton, and y'all know how I feel about Dayton. They play after on TBS Long Beach State, Arizona. Give me Nevada. I like Nevada in this one. Jerry Lucas is a certified bucket, transfer from Oregon State, helped Nevada reach new heights. Coached by Steve Alford, who's been in the tournament before with UCLA. Really good team, really good offensive team. Got guys that can score like Keenan Blackshear, who his brother played. I think his brother was Kerry Blackshear, played at Virginia Tech. And I think at Louisville. Like I said, Jerry Lucas can score from anywhere. Dayton is so heavily reliant upon Devon Holmes down low, blocking shots. But like I said, Jared Lucas in the past, he can score, and he doesn't have to go to the paint to score. I think Dayton is a bit overrated. Give me Nevada to win this one. Next, and this one's tough, is Colorado State versus Texas. I think this is tough for me They play, by the way, after Creighton and Akron. I think I'm gonna go Colorado State, which means I have to change my bracket, by the way. Think I'm going Colorado State. Colorado State just can sink their teeth in defensively. I think they will do a pretty good job on Max Abmas, which we all know Max Abmas is a guy who can score. 3-point shooter. You can't let him get hot. If he get hot, he's torching you for 30. But I think Isaiah Stevens, Patrick Cartier, Joel Scott, Nick Clifford, think they could do a really good job on Tyrese Hunter, Max Abmas, Dylan Mitchell, and Brock Cunningham. Then they do a really good job on Texas. I think I'm going to roll with Colorado State in the upset. Next game we have is Oakland, Kentucky. Going with Kentucky. Even though Kentucky plays defense so terribly, offensively they're a juggernaut. Antonio Reeves, the leading scorer. You got Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepard off the bench. Both easily could have won Freshman of the Year. It went to Reed. Dillingham got Sixth Man of the Year in the SEC. You got guys that can just score. DJ Wagner is kind of like an afterthought in a little bit compared to those guys, but he's still a guy that can go get his money. And Oakland, man, Oakland is a really solid Horizon League team led by Trey Townsend, but I don't think that's going to be enough I don't think they can keep up with Kentucky. All right, shout out my boy Vaughn. He said, I got money on y'all today. Hey, me too. I got money on us today too. So hopefully they don't let either one of us down. We better come to play. But hey, man, Izzo, January, February, Izzo, man. So you remember last year we made the Sweet 16. A lot of people had us losing to Marquette in the second round. We upset them. So we got you. Hopefully we got you. Next, we have McNeese State versus Gonzaga. And if you watch my Selection Sunday show, you know I'm rolling with McNeese State. Gonzaga, this is one of the weaker, I say it all the time, this is one of the weaker Gonzaga teams. Yes, they're hot. They were hot. Yes, they beat St. Mary's to end the WCC regular season. But they lose to St. Mary's in the WCC championship. I don't think this I don't think this Gonzaga team is as strong as the teams that Mark Hughes had in the past. I kind of feel like Dayton, the same way I feel with Gonzaga, there's always an agenda with Gonzaga. So I think McNeese State, led by Will Wade, defensively, it's going to be a defensive battle. I think they just come out and win it. I do think McNeese is going to have to come to play down low with Graham Ike and Anton Watson, but I think they can match it. So I'm going to roll with McNeese State in this one. Next game, I got a South Dakota State and Iowa State. I think Iowa State wins it, and I say it all the time with Iowa State. Defense travels, home, away, now neutral. Don't think that changes. They got guys that can light it up like Keyshawn Gilbert and Curtis Jones off the bench. So I like Iowa State to win that one. Next, we have St. Peter's at Tennessee, and y'all know Dalton Nitch is superstar. Is a superstar. Yeah, they lost to Kentucky and he had 40. That's because Reeves and Reed Shepard had 27. Dalton is just too good. I don't have anybody on St. Peter stopping Dalton. Then you throw that in with Tennessee's a really good defensive team. Dalton plays defense as well. You got Josiah James and Jonas Adu down low. You got Zakai Ziegler setting everything up. You can't forget about Vescovi knocking down threes and Jordan Gainey off the bench. So I like Tennessee in that one. Next, hey, look, Vaughn, I'm tending to agree with you. I just don't think they get past UConn. That's my only issue. But next, NC State, Texas Tech. I'm rolling with Texas Tech. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Pop Isaacs and Joe Toussaint versus Casey Morsell. I always call him Daryl because of the one I played for Marquette. But Casey Morsell and DJ Horn is going to be tough to watch. It's going to be exciting to watch. Warren Washington. Is Warren Washington? I always get it confused. Warren Washington, I believe, is the one that's playing. I think Cambridge is the one that got hurt. I'm sorry if I always get confused, but him versus DJ Burns is also going to be exciting to watch. DJ Burns is exciting to watch in the tournament anyway. So, but I like Texas Tech. I think their guards are just going to put up more points than NC State's guards. Great Cinderella run to get here though, so can't discount that. All right, now we have Sanford versus Kansas. I'm leaning Kansas mainly because I think Kansas talent should get them over the hump versus Sanford. Now, after that, I don't know. But Kevin McCullough is out for the tournament. Hunter Dickinson should be in. If Hunter Dickinson is out, then I'm going Sanford, which is going to suck for my bracket because I have Kansas winning. But If Hunter Dickinson and Kevin McCullough's out, it's over. But with Hunter Dickinson, Kansas should be good enough to win against Sanford. Dewan Harris, running the offense. Hunter Dickinson is just tough to stop down low. He has the tournament experience with Michigan. I'm interested to see how KJ Adams is used. But yeah, I have Kansas in that one. Next, we have Drake versus Washington State. And I'm going with the upset. I'm going with Drake in this one. Washington State is a good defensive team. Drake is a good defensive team. But Kevin Overton, Darnell Brody, and Tucker DeVries is going to be tough to stop for Washington State. Washington State led by Miles Rice. I messed up his name last time. Miles Rice. And is it Isaiah Wells? No, Isaac Jones. Isaac Jones and Isaac Watts. I don't know where I be messing. Isaiah Watts, excuse me. Isaac Jones and Miles Wright leads Washington State. I do like them. Oh, Jalen Wells is okay. I thought I made that up, but clearly I didn't. But yeah, I do like Drake to upset Washington State. Next, we have Friday, and I got to put the banner up real quick so I know when I'm breaking it down. Friday, well, when Joe breaks it down, I got some of the timestamps. Friday, you got to go to Friday. First game we have is Northwestern versus FAU. Northwestern has been without big man Andrew Nicholson, I believe that's his name, for a little while now. Not Andrew. Matthew Nicholson for a while now. Ty Berry should be out for the rest of the year. But with that being said, I think Boo Buie and Northwestern gets it done against FAU. In my opinion, FAU been kind of reeling lately. Yeah, they got the win. They got a key win early, like a while ago. And they got the key wins early in the year, like beating Arizona. But FAU, in my opinion, they're living off last year. They're living off last year's Final Four run. I think Northwestern's a really good team, a really good Big Ten school. You got Boo Buie, you got Bonhauser, you got Langford. So give me Northwestern. And plus, I think they can deal with big Vlad Golden down low. Next game, we have Colgate at Baylor. I have Baylor to win that one. Baylor's just an explosive team. Colgate can get stagnant at times. I do like Braden Smith for Colgate, but Baylor, I just think got too much firepower with Ray J. Dennis, with Jacoby Walter, with Yaz Messi, and I know I'll be messing his name up. I'm sorry, big fella. Jaden Nunn, Langston Love, I believe, is back now. So they got so much firepower there at Baylor. I do have Baylor beating Colgate. Next, we have UAB and San Diego State. What a mid-major matchup. I think I'm rolling with UAB. Because San Diego State on offense can get so stagnant. Yes, they play really good defense, but offensively, they leave so much to be desired. While UAB, they like to get out and run and push the pace and score. Eric Gaines is going to be a tough stop for San Diego State. While I know UAB got to deal with Jaden Ledee, who was an All-American, I know they got to deal with him. But if you can get Jaden Ledee outside the paint, forcing them to shoot jumpers, that's a win in my book. So if they can force Jaden Ledee out the paint, force them to shoot jumpers, force other guys to beat you, I think UAB wins the matchup. It's a tough one, but I'm going to roll with UAB. Next, we have Marquette versus Western Kentucky, which I believe Tyler Kolek should be back. And with Tyler Kolek back, I think Marquette wins against Western Kentucky. Tyler Kolek, one of the best point guards in the country. Cam Jones is just an absolute bucket. It is tough to stop Cam Jones. It really is. Trust me, I know from last year. He is a problem offensively. Then you got Oso Ighodaro down low. I like Marquette to beat Western Kentucky. Next, don't need a rhyme or reason. UConn Stetson. UConn has been running through people. They took 2 bad Big East L's on the road. Stetson, great year. Great to make the tournament. Great ASUN tournament run. Electric. I think UConn stops the run there. Next, we have New Mexico versus Clemson. And I'm rolling with New Mexico. To get the upset against Clemson. New Mexico, tough defensive team with Donovan Dent and Jalen House. Donovan Dick can facilitate. He can score. He plays defense. Jamal Mashburn Jr. is a bucket. He can score, a clutch shooter. You got JT Toppin down low, one of the best freshman bigs in the country. Junior Nelly Joseph, the transfer from Iona that came from Rick Pitino. Mustafa Amzil, the shooter off the bench. I know Clemson got guys like Ian Shefflin, PJ Hall, Joe Girard, and Chase Hunter, but I like New Mexico to beat Clemson. Next game, we have Auburn versus Yale. Give me Auburn. I think Auburn defensive intensity is just going to be way too much for Yale. Yale is a pretty solid school, but they haven't dealt with a team like Auburn yet, who's going to play defense, who's going to push the pace, who's going to if they get out in transition, it's a wrap. Yale hasn't seen a blitz like this from Auburn yet, so I like Auburn in that one. Next game I have Colorado, Florida. Oh, I've been slacking on the comments. My fault, fellas. Let me go. So I'm gonna start with Javon. UConn def their roadblock for sure. He's talking about Iowa State there. I have NC State, Sanford, and Drake winning. So me and Joe disagreed on 2 because I have, if y'all remember, Texas Tech and Kansas. He then agrees with me on Northwestern, but Javon picked against both of us. He picked FAU. This is a toss-up for sure. I just think FAU been kind of reeling. Then Joe and Vaughn picks Baylor with me. I think the matchup was about UAB San Diego State, which for sure is a great matchup for sure. Joe picked UAB as well as Marquette and New Mexico. Javon agrees, get Clemson up out of here. I agree with that. Oh, I forgot a game to talk about for Thursday. I definitely got to go back after Friday is over. We both agree with Auburn. Auburn is for sure a sneaky Final Four team. Everything would have to match up, I think, for Auburn to get there. And Joe agrees with me here. I do have Florida over Colorado. Now, Colorado can flat out shoot the rock. Yesterday was a testament of how good Boise State defense was, while Colorado shot so poorly from the floor. That's an anomaly, but Florida can score as well. Walter Clayton Jr. is a problem with the ball in his hands. Tyrese Samuel, he's an active big. I know they lost a big man in the SEC championship to Auburn, broke his leg, get well soon, but I think Florida still has enough to beat Colorado. Next game would be Texas A&M and Nebraska. I'm rolling with Texas A&M. Nebraska has yet to win in the NCAA tournament. Nebraska is a really good team. You do have Casey Tomononga. You do have Juwan Gary, the junkyard dog. You do have you got Lil Hoiberg who come off the bench and score. You got Rank Mist, and I know I'd be mispronouncing his name. I'm sorry. But you got him who could do it all as a big. But then you look at Texas A&M. Wade Taylor is a problem. You got Henry Coleman, who can match up with Nebraska's big. You got Obaseki, who seems to just always draws a foul. He goes to the rim and gets the foul call. It's tough to stop Manny Obaseki from getting to the rim and either finishing or drawing a foul. So I think I'm rolling with Texas A&M in this one. Vermont versus Duke, the Catamounts. I got Duke winning this. Mainly because of Filipkowski. I think Kyle Filipkowski has an extraordinary game in this one because he can score from 3. He can score in the post. He's a rebounding presence. You got Mark Mitchell with him as an athlete. So, and then you have Tyrese Proctor setting everything up, and you have the young Jerry McClain who he can give you 30. So I'm gonna roll with Duke in this one. Grambling versus Purdue. I'm gonna go Purdue, but Purdue has been getting upset lately. I think the last 3 years they've been losing in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. But Grambling, in my opinion, won last night because Montana State folded. And here's why I say that. Montana State, Robert Ford was on fire late game. The score is tied 78-78. Montana State has the ball. They call timeout. And instead of running a play from Robert Ford, they run a play for Brandon Walker, who was hot in the first half, but was cold in the second. Robert Ford couldn't miss. Why are you not going to the hot hand? Then go to OT, and Brian Gorecki shoots 2 terrible threes. Terrible threes, unnecessary threes. Grambling State capitalizes. Montana State loses, and they blew like a 14-point lead. So Grambling, while exciting that it's your first tournament, excited you got your first win, I think y'all do lose to Purdue. Plus, they don't have nobody for Zach Edey. Their big is small compared to Zach Edey. So I'm rolling with Purdue there. Next game, my phone screen went out. Charleston at Alabama. I see a lot of people. I know Teddy likes Charleston in this matchup, and Charleston can score because Alabama can score, and Alabama doesn't play defense. But Nate Oates is not going like that. I'm sorry. Mark Sears, Nate Oates, and Grant Nelson is not going like that. I'm taking the best player on the floor might be Mark Sears, and for that reason, I'm taking Alabama. Next, we have Houston versus Longwood. Longwood had an amazing run to win their conference tournament, which was the SoCon. I believe they won the SoCon. Let me double check that. Big South, excuse me. They won the Big South. They won the Big South. Amazing run. Longwood was cashing from three. They haven't gone against a defense like Houston, though. Houston's one of the best defensive teams, and they can score. So when you mix that with the ability to score, Houston's going to be a tough out. So I got Houston being Longwood. Jamal Shade, one of the best, probably the best two-way point guard in the country. Elijah Sharp. You got LJ Cryer, who's their actual leading scorer. And that's just a testament to how good Houston is. Give me Houston. Next, we have James Madison versus Wisconsin. And although Wisconsin was on the slide, then they heated up during the Big Ten tournament. I'm rolling with JMU. JMU was a 30-win team, 31-3, won the Sun Belt, should have won the regular season, did not because they lost to Appalachian State twice. But they have the experience of playing teams in the tournament with Michigan State. They played Kent State, who didn't make the tournament, but they did make the MAC championship game, who could have been in the tournament. I'm taking JMU on this one. JMU can match up with Wisconsin. They have their defensive intensity is crazy. The thing with JMU, if they can get clicking on offense like they do on defense, they're a scary team. Wisconsin can be a little bit too much reliant on AJ Storr. Okay, I see this. He said Nate Elks, but it's Nate Oaks. He don't play the game. Yes, but coaching is key in college basketball. And he's a great coach. Alabama was never a powerhouse until Nate Oaks came over. That's what you have to realize, Teddy. When have we ever seen Alabama good in basketball, let alone a 4 seed? They have been consistently dominant in basketball, and that's due to Nate Oaks. So Nate Oaks, as much as he don't play the game, he plays a big part in the game. He got Alabama and Charleston. Upset alert because he has Charleston. Oh, wait, he said Alabama and Charleston. I'm tripping. They played each other. Teddy came out the cut right in time. Vaughn agrees with JMU. Joe has Wisconsin. Kev, you were a little late, but he got Nevada. Exactly. Alabama's always been a football school. They're now a football and a basketball school, and that's because of Nate Oaks. But I have JMU to beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin, like I said, could be too much relying on AJ Storr. Chucky Hemburn has been inconsistent all year. I do like Tyler Wall. I love Tyler Wall, and I like Stephen Crowell. I do like those two. But I think JMU wins. Next game, we have TCU versus Utah State. And I rode with Utah State, man. Grant Osobor is a really good talent. I don't know if y'all going to stay up to 9:55. It's probably going to start around like 10:15, though, Friday night. But Grant Osobor is a humongous talent for Utah State. And like I said before, you got Darius Brown, who just big shot taker, big shot maker. He hits clutch shot after clutch shot. I like TCU. I do like Emmanuel Miller. I do like Jameer Nelson Jr. coming off the bench. I do like Micah Peavy, but I think Utah State wins this one. And the last game for Friday, we have Grand Canyon at St. Mary's. I'm rolling with Grand Canyon. This one was tough for me because, as y'all know, I've been a big fan of Grand Canyon since the beginning of the year, and I've been a big fan of St. Mary's since the beginning of the year. I have I can't really choose. Like, I go back and forth. Grand Canyon 1 minute, St. Mary's the next minute, Grand Canyon 1 minute, St. Mary's the next minute. It's so tough for me to pick this game because although both teams plays absolutely extraordinary defense, both teams got a point guard that can do it all. You got Augustus Marcelonis, who's not even a senior. He's a junior. He's coming back. Aiden Mahaney, who's a sophomore. You got for Grand Canyon, you got Ray Harrison. You got the WAC Player of the Year and Tyon Grant Foster. You got guys down. It's tough. This matchup is tough. I'm gonna roll with Grand Canyon, but this one can go either way. I'm sorry, I can't pick this one. Like I said, I'm gonna roll. Joe, it's tough. This one is tough. I still battle with this one. I might end up changing my pick. So if I do change my pick, it's gonna go with whatever's on my bracket. So if I say Grand Canyon on here, but St. Mary's win, and I get an extra W, it's because I changed it on my bracket. Or I'm gonna tweet it out. I got till tomorrow, so I'm gonna tweet it out. Y'all know my Twitter at Carl Talking NCAA. Right now I'm gonna go with Grand Canyon, but I got 9 minutes for my bracket to lock, so I guess I don't have till tomorrow. But the one game I forgot was South Carolina and Oregon. That is Thursday. I believe that's at like 3 o'clock. That is 4 o'clock, TNT. Oregon, South Carolina. Give me South Carolina. It's going to be a tough coaching battle. Dana Altman versus Lamont Paris, both two really outstanding coaches. Dana Altman, midway through the season, was one of my coaches of the year. He was also one of my Pac-12 coaches of the year. Now, Pac-12 coach of the year, I think, went to Washington State head coach Kyle. But all right, so I can explain. The reason why I forgot, because when you had your favorite teams on ESPN, they roll them to the top. And I tried to go in order, so I skipped it to go in order. And when I scrolled to the 2 o'clocks, it went away. So out of sight, out of mind. So that's why I forgot. But, yeah, I got South Carolina. Really good defensive team. I love Colin Murray Boyles. And Farley Dante is going to be tough to stop. Jermaine Cousineau goes against his former team. But Michi Johnson, when we need a bucket, he can get you a bucket. He can actually get you a stop when you need a stop. So that's good to have. Talon Cooper is a really good point guard. Facilitates a lot. Can shoot the 3-ball. I like Jacoby right off the bench. I think it's a tough matchup. I think South Carolina edges this one out. So that's all the picks for the round of 64. I will be keeping track of my record. As you can see here, 10-6 in the NIT. Tourney has been rough. 1-3 in the round of 68. Hopefully the round of 64 does me good. But that's all I got for y'all today. I'm probably going to be back Saturday to pick the NIT. Saturday I'm going to have to pick the NIT. Matter of fact, let me see what's up here. I'm not picking it today. Oh, it's up here. I'll pick the NIT tomorrow. They got the Saturday and the Sunday games. NIT's been really good. And then Saturday, so tomorrow I'll pick the NIT. Saturday I'll pick the round of 32. I'm going to do it this way. Quick picks. Nice and simple. Get it out the way. Let's see. We got a comment here. Appreciate it, my boy. Y'all enjoy these college basketball games. We got 20 minutes until tip-off. If you got to work like me, due to injury, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you at work, try to sneak some games in. Just try to get these games in, man. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We got March Madness here. We got baseball around the corner. Like, we had the 2-game series that was just like a little taste of the baseball season. Opening day is actually next week. We got the draft in a month. We got UFL football starting up. Like I said, man, just one of the most wonderful times of the year. But until tomorrow where I pick the NIT, I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.